Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Junior. This is a Ford, and that is a problem. On today's episode, I'm going on the cheap again. So today I'm sitting inside my beautiful fiance's 2010 Ford Edge, and we have a little bit of a problem. Something that has been annoying me for quite a while, something I've already fixed one time before. So let me show you what we're looking at here today. This right here. So imagine going down the highway at 65 miles an hour and hearing that. About as nerve-wracking as they come right there. It just drives me absolutely crazy. So again, I did fix this before with some super glue, and the repair did not hold but maybe 6 months or so. So we're back to square one. We'll try something a little bit different. We're gonna go back to the steel stick that I used on my car in a few videos ago. So see if that's gonna work. So what we gotta do is take this thing apart, see what we're dealing with, and see if we can make this go away. So I'll be right back with you once I gather some tools, and we'll disassemble this bezel, see what we got. All right, so I'm back, and I think I only need 2 tools, if my memory serves me correctly, to pull this off. Got our handy little pick to pull off the little cover to access the hardware, and then a T15 to remove the screw. I don't think we're going to need this to remove the bezel because I believe it's broken off at the screw. So we'll find out here in just a second together. So let's get a setup here and see if I can do this one-handed with this camera on. So we'll get our little pick in here, and there's the little cutout right there in the circle, and we're just going to set that aside. And as you can notice, there's some white residue in there, and that's the super glue that I put in there. Yeah, there's the white residue from the super glue releasing its gases when it was setting up. And again, this failed, it's broken. I did a little thinking about how it originally got broken. I was wondering, well, who could have been in here before me? Through some deductive reasoning and my experience in body work, I do believe this car at some point in its life was involved in a wreck, probably in the front end on the driver's side, because it does have a newer headlight, and probably had a fender put on it. And with that being said, this door would have been blended, and in order to do all that work, they would have to take this trim panel off so that they could access the exterior door handle. And I bet some technician over tightened the bolt or screw that goes in there and broke the plastic. So it is what it is. You know, I looked at these online to see what it would cost to replace it, and it was some dollars, but I don't feel like spending some dollars to repair this, especially being, you know, 13-year-old car. It is a great car, very reliable. It's given us no problems, normal maintenance over the last many years here. So I'm gonna cut the camera off just for a second so I can get both hands in here and not lose this hardware. I'll be right back with you. All right, so I got the screw out, and this is just as easy as just pulling the bezel off carefully. Pull the handle a little bit. It should slide right around the handle. There we go. And then we have the controls for the lock, and all we have to do there is this little push button, and it's hard to do with hands. Hopefully you caught it in the reflection of the door handle, but we got it off. All right, so you can tell it is clearly broken, and the other piece I think may have just fallen down into the door panel. That's fantastic. I'll be right back with you, see if I can fish that thing out. Okay, so I'm back with you. A little bit of drama here. The little piece that had broken off the inside of that bezel, just this little piece right here, right? That's the broken piece. Actually fell down inside the trim panel, down in there. I thought I could fish it out just through the hole, and then I went and took this piece off, which just snaps on, and I saw it fall down. So I had to remove like 6 Phillips head screws along the inside or the exterior of the trim panel here, and just pop the bottom off, and it just fell to the ground. Piece of cake, only took a couple of minutes. So we are going to button this up, which is pretty simple here. I say that. that up sometime. Yeah, I'll button that off camera when I have two hands. I can see what I'm doing. And then we're going to move the bezel and the broken piece into the shop and break out the steel stick and see if we can't fix this thing. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back on the shop, and here's what we have. We've got our broken piece right here, and then the bezel itself, and this will line up pretty nicely. So we're going to get back to the steel stick again. You want to see that. Tried this out on the Saab a few videos ago. It seemed to work really well. I think this might be the move on this piece here. So we're going to prep the surfaces on this and this. A little 100 grit sandpaper just to rough it up a little bit. It gives the steel stick a chance to stick. Alright, so let's get to this. It shouldn't take long. Again, like in the last video, or the few videos ago, the last video we used steel stick, this stuff takes about an hour to dry. So we're going to give it that full hour today. Don't want this failing again, because as I mentioned before, this thing is freaking annoying when you're driving down the highway. It's not too bad in town, you run over some bumps, but once you get up to speed on the interstate and you start running over some interstate highways that, like here in South Carolina, they're just absolutely awful. It just begins to rattle and rattle. So the next thing you know, you've got your arm against it just to keep it from moving around, and that's annoying too if that's not the position you normally like to drive in. And in that particular car, that's not the position I like to drive in. So, again, hopefully this is going to work. And I'll be very happy if it does. Okay, so we have our surfaces prepped somewhat. Hopefully good enough. I'm just going to use a little bit of, there we go, a little bit of alcohol to clean this stuff up. Just a little splash. So we did mention before, when using steel stick, use gloves, folks. This stuff, I'm not really sure what it'll do to your skin. I've never given it the opportunity for it to touch my bare skin. Gloves. All right, we're gonna bust this guy out. And get ready to go. So peel off a little protective tape. There we go. Remember, it's two-part. You have the gray and the black. We'll cut off what we think we're going to need and be kneading that together. So hopefully that'll do. Here we go. We got the little piece, and again, the way it broke, fortunately enough for us, right, it leaves us a place that it fits right back together, much like a Lego. Let's see if I can line this up again. It has a little bit of a home for itself. See, there we go. So it actually sits in there perfectly, so I don't have to really worry about much. So in the car, the little cap faces here, so our little tag line that's on the cap goes through this hole here, that one there. So that's the one and only hole we do not want to cover with the steel stick, so we got to remember that. So we are going to mark that as no. A little protective plastic off of it, and we're just going to mold it together in our fingers, just like that. Feels like Play-Doh, kind of silly putty. And we have about a 4-minute work time with this, so we got to move kind of quick. Oh yeah, nice. Oh yeah, this stuff is getting hard very fast. This stuff works very quickly. Oh wow, I mean it's pretty much stiffened up at the point where I can't even pull it off. So what we're going to do is give this a few minutes. Get you back out here. Give this a few minutes to cure up. I got you on Zoom. Let's back you out of here. Come on back. There we are. Give this about an hour to cure, and then we'll come back and we'll check it to see if we're ready to go. Put it back in the car, and hopefully this fixes our problem. See you in a bit. And I'm back. About an hour and 20 minutes later. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for sticking with me. Don't forget, big news that we announced a couple videos ago. We have giveaways coming. And if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Hit that bell, get your notifications to know when the videos come out. And get in those comment sections. We need to hear from you. Here's how it works. So every 250 subscribers, we're going to select somebody randomly out of the comments, and we're going to give away a prize. So 250, 500, 750, 1,000 is our goal. And we want to hit that goal soon. So get in there, smash that button, help us out, win a prize. Well, here we go. Our repair looks pretty darn good, and it is super hard. I mean, it's definitely harder than the plastic that's stuck to. It looks a little messy, but I think it's going to fit just fine. Yeah, real happy with this. It's just like super rigid. So let's get it out of the car, reinstall it, and see how we did. So thank goodness we have the tripod that's sitting in my lap right now, and I can actually get this on camera. Click, and we're going to slide that in. There's a couple of tabs right there that need to slide in behind here, so you're going to be sure that you get that in. Whoa, oh no, oh no. See, in the lap, that's not the move. Pull the handle, slide the tab in, make sure the wire is tucked in. And this thing is giving me a big old pain. Oh, there it goes. Boom. All right. Then we're going to get our screw, and we're going to set it to go. T15 going to work right in the hole. There we go. We're going to tighten that down just a little bit. So it's just snug. We don't want to over torque it like whoever took this thing apart back in the day that broke it. And then we're going to reinstall our little cap. Little hooky dangly goes in the hole, and oh no, keep messing up. So I may have covered up the little snap end. That's a problem. Well, I forgot about that. I filled those holes for extra rigidity and didn't think about the little tabs that click in. What have I done? Oh, so this is going to come back off again, and I guess we'll just drill out those tabs. Oh, was this worth being a cheapskate? I don't know, but in my mind's eye, I think it is. So back to the shop. Okay, so I grabbed a bit. It looks like this is going to be about the right diameter to punch a hole through these little sections here. I don't know if you can see this or not. When I showed you earlier the little tabs that click in here, that was really a rookie mistake on my part. Got a block of wood here to drill into if I have to, so I don't ruin my table. And yeah, so we're going to try to get at this right now as carefully as possible. Hopefully this stuff drills well. I think that's all it took. Right there. Yeah, hard to see, but we have holes. So back to the car, see how we did. Okay, so we are back in the car, and it's the moment of truth, and if we're going to fail miserably. We'll see what happens. So we're going to try to get this thing in here, popped into place, and it freaking worked. That's amazing. Love it. No rattles. Success. I love it. I love it. It's no longer going to annoy me. Fantastic. I am super happy with this repair. I think it's going to hold up for a long time. I'll keep you posted if it breaks again, and then I'll have to come off the hip and buy a new trim bezel for it. But again, I like doing things on the cheap. Just like do it myself. Get crafty. Don't be scared of it, you know. $6 tube of steel stick is done a repair on the Saab, done a repair on this Ford right here. I think it's stretched itself a long way, and there's still over a half a tube left. Who knows what we'll get into with this stuff later. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope you liked the video. We'll see you in the next one. We love you.